Welcome back, everybody. How's it going? We still make images, apparently, even though it's looking at the wrong stream. Okay, so 8 o'clock on the 14th of September. It would be a Sunday. All the links are in the description if you're watching live or if you're watching later. Don't forget to join us, like the video, subscribe for more. Scuffed Epoch, I'm Drift Johnson. This is Latent Space Live, episode 247. Who is here? John Tommaso. Hey y'all, nice to do a bit of AI creating on a Sunday when the Monday grind anxiety starts to creep in. Dragon saying, I have had a fantastic day. I've had to curate a right smutty data set. And some laughter. Full Dive says, how are you all doing today? Doing great. Just messing around. Gonna make another aesthetic. It's fun. Dragon, indeed, making AI models is always rewarding when they come out the oven, no matter the subject. True that. Okay, so what are we doing, guys? Well, I've been messing around. I've made loads of videos, loads of images recently, but that's not what I'm doing here. I'm just getting ready for a new Cthulhu style, and what I want to do is supply it with a bunch of captions this time to steer her right. We'll see what happens. So let's see, based on Lovecraftian themes, Cthulhu and old gods references. Okay, and then I'll say drawing inspiration from the lists of descriptions I will supply. There. So this is a slightly different modification on what we did yesterday. So I've got a load of stuff which will be good for this. So let's see, is Comfy UI here? Yeah, Comfy UI is here. We'll go into nodes, find my DJZ nodes, and in there we'll have the prompt section. And I should be able to just drag a couple across. That's the plan. And that's basically going to be, you know, the Cthulhu influence. So I'm obviously going to get the Cthulhu Bishop. He's got to go. He's got to go. Let's put it on name. Let's see. Oh, do you know what? I'm gonna throw one of my assassins in there just to spice it up a bit. Where's Cthulhu? There's Cthulhu Bishop. I think I've got another one called Old Gods somewhere. Oh. Gone too far. Old Gods V1. Ah, there's two of them. Old Gods V0 will be more faithful. Lovecraft Cosmic Horror, not the bishops, but epic scale massive stuff. We could blend the last one we did for scale stuff. But yeah, it's an interesting little thing to throw in there. Hang on. Getting it to do... I might just tell him. We're going to be making epic scale composition. Widescreen poster format. Ah, Necro Church. We'll have a bit of that. Right. Okay. Should I dose it up with some Paradistro? Void Chamber. That will give us scale. And that will make it cosmic. Alright, so I'm going to say juxtaposed. It's not really juxtaposed. Lovecraft / Cthulhu themes juxtaposed with cosmic. Cosmic and Old Gods references. Okay, and then I'll include Black Sun, and that makes it super unique. Where's Black Sun at? That's a big one, that is, big boy. But which one do we use? V0 or V4? So V4 is better, yeah. V0 is vague, and yeah, so it's V4. Okay. Man, look at what I've had to make him do. What's this new icon? We haven't got time for that right now. It's probably just because I've squidged it sideways. So we're going to give him 3 sets of captions. And I've thrown in a skeleton assassin who uses a scythe, a cult of Bishop Cthulhu, Old Gods, which is another cult but for old gods, Necro Church, which is like a little bit more detailed cathedral stuff, Paradistro Image Void Chamber, which is like megastructure, giant spaces where planets used to be, and then Black Sun V4. And then what I'll have to do is I'll have to tell him no planets. See, look, planetary scale. Okay, wait. There better not be like moons and shit. ScuffedEpoch.com radio. We're going to have to rebuild it soon, by the way. I can't believe it's still there. I cancelled the thing. What's that? How did I create the text files? Oh, right. Every single one of these text files is actually a model that you can download and use. Every single one. Well, maybe not all of them. That one's actually pages from a book. But yeah, so pretty much almost all of them are actually the captions for a model. So see here, this is Reynolds style. So there's the Reynolds model, the Laura you can download, and this is all the captions. But yeah, we're making a new one, and this is a new process where I take my original stuff, I take my captions from previous data sets I've made. This is called Images Last Laura Design. And we're going to start with a prompt enhancer, which is actually a little bit better because you don't even need a Laura for that. So we're going to be creating a Cthulhu Craftian horror style based on Lovecraft Cthulhu themes, juxtapose the cosmic and old gods references, drawing inspiration from the lists or descriptions I'll supply. So here we go. I've given him a mix of 6 of my styles. And then here we have all of the stuff. Let's hit it. It's hitting the notes. I did scan read it. There's nothing there. It's looking good. So now what we're going to do, and this is the fun part for me, you know, we can now complete, and it's not going to be called Gothic Scale. It's going to be called could call it Cosmic Scale, but no, I think I had a name for it already. It was Cthulhu Craftian. Okay, let's begin. And then while we're doing that, I'll set up a little thing over here. So let's see now. What are we doing here? We're making robots. Hang on, give me a sec. So I've got Geiger loaded, and I'm throwing stuff in here. What am I doing? Ah, yeah, I was experimenting with attaching 2 of my enhancers. Just attach the 2. So this is Brutal Futures with the E&H Biomech at the end. And I've told him to blend the instructions. I don't know. I think it kind of works. It kind of works. And then what am I actually running right now? Insect Invasion. Okay. Okay, well, yeah, sure. It's something to show. Oh. It's not going to look anything like the input, I don't think. Right. I hope you're all doing good. Who's here? Furnicar, Battlecruiser operational. Liked and subscribed. I have to ask, is it going to be chill though? Yeah, it's going to be chill. We're just going to create a new spooky style. We're getting our spooky style weaponry ready for Halloween, guys. We got like 6 weeks until we got some Halloween action, so you know it's easy to make some cool images for the theme. Hey Dominic, welcome. Glad you could join us. We're just going to be crafting. We're doing images last style design tonight. Oh, we did it yesterday. We're doing it again tonight. Okay, let's get started. And then we've got images being made over here, but they're going to be slow because we're doing big upscales. So looking at your source materials, would you say the fundamental emotional response you want viewers to experience when encountering, well, what would you say? Is it primarily cosmic dread, religious corruption, technological horror? I would say it's cosmic dread. I would say cosmic dread. Let's start there. And welcome to the show, everybody. So, when evoking cosmic dread, what scale relationships work best? Which should humans appear as tiny figures? Or do you prefer scenes where it's more intimate, perhaps tentacles emerging from spaces or eldritch mutations on human scale? I'd say both, yeah. Wait a minute. He says, wait a minute. You can't ask an objection. Ask and answered. Is this a question? I'm going to say both. We will both. Just say both. It's not really a question. Maybe I'm not reading the question. I am terrible. I'm a bit. I was having a go at the AI for not fully reading everything the other day, and to be fair, I'm guilty of that too. So I can't. You know what I mean? Looking at your source materials, I notice environments ranging from corrupted churches and ecclesiastical spaces to cosmic void chambers to more earthly settings with cosmic intrusions. What type of environments best serve it? Primarily cosmic otherworldly, B, corrupted familiar, hybrid spaces. I mean, do you know what? I think it's going to be a mix. See, you can't... See, I've given him such a wide style to... This is quite interesting. I've given him such a crazy style. He's like, which one though? Do it all. Do it all. Okay, omnipresent tentacles. Holy crap, that's cool. So, yeah, tentacles appear extensively. Okay, how should tentacles... Should they be omnipresent? Selective markers of cosmic... Yeah, it's that. It's selective markers of cosmic influence. Yeah. Because the Cthulhu Bishop is a corrupt cultist. Content 1 says, what do you do with the images you generate? Well, a lot of the time I'll be training illustration models for stories I'm writing. So the idea is you have a corpus of models to be able to create covers, inserts, graphical books. There's all kinds of stuff you can make, and it's like all consistent, and like it's just more... I just think you put more into the time of crafting it all. So, because it takes a lot of effort to get it to actually be what you want to be consistently. Like even here, I'm just exploring, smashing stuff together to see what I get. Like this is the Brutal Futures mixed with some earlier work, insects, like insect machines, and we're just basically giving it the enhancer job with Seedream and then running it back through here with my other models. So what's really going on is we're taking a bunch of advanced data sets which I've captioned in the past. We're putting that into a agentic workflow which is enhancing the prompt according to two enhancer instructions concatenated. And then we make the image with Seedream. Obviously we've got no LoRa there, but then we do a upscale through WAN 2.2 on as an image upscaler, And then I'm going to be using my Geiger without saying Geiger model to reinforce it. So it doesn't look like a big difference, but when you actually zoom in, you can see it's like tidied up a lot of stuff. I would say it sometimes makes it less realistic, but it does make it cleaner and sharper. You know, I'm just going to this like insect biomechanical type thing here, yeah? I'm just literally throwing, like, that was the original Sea Dream. Oh, funny. Like, sometimes I'm like, did the image even go in? I mean, it clearly did, because obviously we're getting something quite close. But sometimes you get something exactly like this, and it's probably because I've been messing around with the balance. I got a load of images to show you later on. So. But yeah, there's lots of stuff you can do with these images, to be honest. And once you've learned how to like target, you can train anything you want and then make it for a purpose. So at the moment, I'm making aesthetics because that's what I love doing. The Shrimp of Doom, says Rui TV. Hell yeah. Look at this. Now that is a cockroach. It's a brain cockroach. Isn't that cool? I'm exploring the fidelity limit. I want to see how realistic I can make it while also keeping it completely abstract, because obviously there are no giant bug. Yeah. And as you can see, if you zoom in on the Sea Dream output, it does look drawn. It doesn't look like a photo. It looks like drawn, which is nice, but I want to make it a little bit more photorealistic. Not too much, but just a little bit. And look, it's actually, see, there you go. I was looking at the wrong image, wasn't I? So this is the image that drove that. So you can actually see the similarity in the head design. It is there. But sometimes it's like really close. You actually get a street and it just outpaints. I don't know quite how to control it. I bet it's something to do with the prompt, because I am putting a weird prompt in at the moment. Look, but this is what I'm actually entering in. Biomechanical image prompt enhancement. One of them is like got roleplay, and he like rates the prompt at the end. Like he actually. Let me see if I can turn him on for a minute. Hang on. See if I can find him. Is he the Empire Captioneer? Because there's one which is called Stealth. Is it that one? Emp Biovision. Thing is, it might make other changes because it's technically a blend of a different. Maybe I'll get around to it when we change the lore to those guys. Right. So the big difference is you get more photorealism, but you also lose a bit of like graphical. You see that? That looks like meat in a plastic bag, whereas this is a bit more rubbery. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit more plastic, so it just, in the sharpening, it makes it look more realistic. So this looks more like China than flesh now. Do you see what I mean? So it's like in the making it realistic looking, which is super good. Look, it's really nice. It's really good. But like, you kind of lose a little bit of the visceral. Oh my God. See, the cogs are a little bit low rent in my opinion, all right? I don't think we needed all those cogs. Was there a bunch of cogs on the donor? No. See, that looks super cool. Really stylish. But, I mean, I can't say I don't like that. It is cool. We're getting some. See, I thought we'd make all of the bugs visual tonight, so we're not going to do as much vibe coding. All right. Let's put him where were we? 5. Source material show distinct color themes. Assassin Meek is red, blood reds, and dark themes. Old Gods is blues, oranges. Cthulhu Bishop and Necro Church is dark. Cthulhu aesthetic should it be? Dominated by cosmic colors, deep blues, purples, ethereal glows. B. Blood and corruption focused, reds, dark crimson, blacks. Muted and desaturated to emphasize otherworldly wrongness. Context dependent. Cosmic scenes use cosmic, corruption uses red. Or a specific signature palette that blends the multiple approaches. I think it should be the D, but E appeals to me. Maybe I'll do both. I don't know. I feel like the context dependent is what we want. But it would make sense to also blend it a bit. I'm gonna put both in. There are no wrong answers, guys. There we go. What's this? My cat would love that insect, says Content. Ruiz whistles. Content says, have you found ways of guiding composition to look to the left or look to the right? They don't seem to work. I just flip the image. I know it's low rent, but sometimes I just flip the image. I appreciate that wouldn't work for everything, but you can also force it. So again, image to image, you can force it. So you could like crop the person out, flip the person, put them back. It's a lot of work though. But look to the left and look to the right. There's actually tools where you can just make it do what you want, like ControlNet. You can just like put a value and it'll make it look to the left or look to the right. What the hell are we looking at right now? Anyway, but yeah, no. I mean, aside from prompt engineering and like some cool tool like a ControlNet, no, not really. Like what's it called? Is it Live Face? No. Face Actor? There's so many of them, guys. I'm losing the plot. Dragon says, Drift, if you found when you do that, if you add realistic or damaged skin, horror and gore in the prompt, it will keep the look. Yeah, it may be. I mean, I'm using an enhancer that might not be taking any attention to that sort of detail. So, like, if I was to adjust the enhancer to give it a rule, you must mention damaged skin and stuff like that. I typically wouldn't have added that by, you know, automatic. I wouldn't have added that. It's not the sort of thing that I just, you know what I mean? I don't consider that. It's funny, isn't it? I got all this weird stuff, but I don't really put gore words in. So obviously you can do better in that respect if you do add some more tokens. Content says, in Comfy, do parenthesis weights make sense like in Stable Diffusion? Yeah, they do, but I tend to use it's normal brackets and colon at the end with whatever weight you want for that. So whatever's inside the bracket gets weighted like that. So it's very similar to automatic 1111. But there are actually like additional features you can do. So I'm not going to get into it right now, but you can look up a whole bunch of stuff to do with that. And it's all on the Comfy. It was on the Comfy main page. Okay, I think Dragon is just talking to you guys. Oh, Stone Sage is here. What do you think of SDXL in comparison to latest models? Well, the weird thing is that SDXL seems to have like the better ecosystem in terms of like there are more reliable tools that can run on a lower hardware. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of funny because it turns out SDXL is still very usable and very used. Like a lot of the platforms you use are SDXL. So it's sort of like, I'm not anti-SDXL. I think it's actually a cool model. The trouble with Flux is you need quite a lot of hardware to run it. And it's the same for most of the new image models, right? To be honest, I don't really use image models anymore like I used to. I tend to use WAN, which is WAN 2.2 is a video model, and I'm using the low noise to generate images. So I just get one frame, and I generally generate at 1536x, and then I'll upscale that with image to image with WAN to 3072x, which gives me the ability to do a vertical crop at 1080p. So I could take a 9:16 from anywhere in this image, and it's full 1080, and it looks good. It's weird, but we're doing random style stuff right now, so it's gonna look weird. Did you go to Comfy Hackathon this summer? If not, did you see the video? No, I didn't know about it. I'll be honest, I've been working. You know, I do a lot of contract work, so I must admit, I've been so busy this summer while I was working hard. Didn't really see much of anyone. Look at that though, guys. Look how good it is. Man, that's so cool. Can you see how well it's done? So, this is the original image that I had from years ago, right? It's probably Mid-Journey or something like that. Okay. And like V2 or V3, you can tell from the way it's drawn that you can kind of see, yeah, it's old Mid-Journey, right? But anyway, it was super close to, you know, what the original was. I hope we get another example of that, because like it had the two eyes, the legs, it had the funny look on it. I don't know what this bench is about, but I'm slamming a bunch of stuff together here. So we've got like a brutalist retrofuturism style being injected in through the enhancer here. I didn't even know there was a hackathon. Man, I even watch all their announcements. I must have missed one of them. Ah, well, it's all right. I probably wouldn't have been able to cook anything good up. Lol. I don't know what it is like. I'm trying to build towards projects that I've got going on. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't even know what to do. I'd be like, what do we do? What do we do? A hackathon. Make a custom node? I don't even know what the challenge was, but it does sound interesting. Maybe we'll look out for it next year. It's no big deal. Ah, right. Okay, so it is a bit different. All right. It's still got the same shape. See, it's given it two eyes, right? And a mouth. So it's very much more spider-like now. And we've got the Geiger spine across the top with the brain and the translucency and all the rest of it. But if you actually take a look at like this shape of this head skull piece, I guess you could call it, with like this metal plate here, it's the same, you know what I mean? It's pulled that much from it, which I always find really impressive, because it's sort of like it's an IP adapter of this, which is 887. You know, it's not a big image. And then it goes 1296. Here you go. I've reimagined it for you. And then we're going to, you know, basically make it even bigger. Plan on entering Eistford Welsh Art Festival. That's interesting. It's up the road from me as well. 2 categories, nodes and workflows. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's sort of like, what's it called? I'd be like Robin Hood, mate. I'd get caught if I went there. I'd have to go in disguise and then they'd catch me. But I encourage everyone to, you know, enter competitions and stuff. It's good fun. And I'm glad they're doing it. Right, let's get on with it, because this style ain't going to make itself. Okay. So, I don't know, my reward is publishing all of my stuff so people can use it, and I'm doing that every day, so I don't have much time to, like, get into a competition, because that takes a long time to prepare, you know. I'd just be doing that, wouldn't I? I'd be like, oh, I gotta do the competition thing, and then there'd be no workflows. I don't know. I get too much into it, maybe, and then you'll never see me again, you know what I mean? Drift gets stuck in the recursion trap, never to be seen again. Have you animated any of these creatures? Seems difficult. No, they're not, because you just use mechanical spider and you use a simple prompt when you do the video. But I do prompt enhancers for video as well. We haven't got that far. I'm building up a big library. See, this insect invasion is old. I made this style ages ago, and to be honest, I'm not too bothered exactly about its look like this, but the concept of it and the designs that came out of it was super cool. So I do want to like update that, you know. And maybe I'm already stuck in my own recursion trap of endlessly retraining my work into new models and just getting higher and higher and higher fidelity in the work, like, and it's just an endless cycle of continuously getting more and more and more quality until, I mean, where does it end? you get to a point where it's got the quality so good and it's so reliable, you can just make anything you want. Doesn't even matter if the model can't do it, you know? I would say though, Seedream is doing a great job. Look, we got the brutalist architecture with the orange retro futurism elements. The Geiger is kind of kicking in on this pipeline a little bit, but not a lot, because that's going to come in here. See, the LoRa, my LoRa is only on the upscaler, not the original. So it's kind of like doing it the opposite way around. Normally we make an initial and we load a LoRa on the initial, but here I'm making the initial with Seedream 2K API native. That's native now, you don't need Runware anymore. And then shooting it in here, and we're going to boost it to 3072x, so automatic aspect ratio, but I'm using 21:9 because, as I said earlier, once I've upscaled it, it's 2048 tall, so we can do 9:16 with 720 width. You can just pick a piece of this and it'll look super cool. You can pick whatever framing you want. You want to do, you can whatever you want. Okay, some weird, see what I mean? There's some weird stuff in some of these. It's cool, but it doesn't really make much sense. So it's kind of like more of an idea. It's cool, don't get me wrong, but like what's going on? It's like AI craziness. I do love it though. Ooh, right, so here we get the WAN upscale, or the WAN version. And again, it's some of the gore is kind of gone, but it is still a bit, it's still meaty. He looks like a naked lobster. Robot parts, that's what we're going for. If you wanted an overhead shoot of that creature, which model would you use for consistency? Well, this is again the beauty of this, right? Whoa, that's cool. So the beauty of this, right, is that we can be more dynamic. If a new model comes out tomorrow which has got a feature that gives us like consistency, 360 shot, whatever it is, you can just switch to that for the initial and then just do your upscaler at the end. Also, you can put that image into it or another model. Obviously, there are many. Do you know what I mean? There's so many. There's so many of them. But yeah, essentially what you're going to do is you're going to get this image, right? Maybe make a couple of different angles and then, or just use this. Yeah, you can, because there's all these different tools you can do to put an image in, and you can just say, show me the top angle, and then you take that as your first image in your image to video generation. The trick is getting the prompts right, and that's why I have the enhancers, which are built for, you know, the biomechanical. Yeah, the enhancers are built to try and give you the consistency on the prompt, so that when we come to make the video, we've got a video version of the same enhancer. So while the prompt won't be the same, it'll be dynamic to what was put into it along with the instruction from the user. So it's like dynamic. So it's just homebrew prompt enhancement with full customization in markdown format, so it's easy to read and manage. Because there's a lot of prompt solutions out there, but some of them are either too rigid or oh my god. See, at the moment I'm kind of doing like a remix evolution by combining LoRa's, oh my god, by combining LoRa's with my old work to see what happens, and it's a bit of a slam, you know. See, this was what I had. See, really what I want to do here is just, let's just be reasonable for a second here. Hang on. Let's just do one of them, not all of them at once. Let's just do the brutal futures so you can see the difference. Okay. Is it still running? What did I do? It's good doing the upscale on this, so that's nice. Now, is it the same guy? No, it's not. So cool though. He's got one arm for some reason. It's a bit weird, and I don't normally do that. Alright, well anyway. I think that's from the previous run. I'm going to stop the upscale on it. Cogs in the wings don't make no sense, guys. What is the .md extension? .md is a markdown file. So, you know, whenever you save something from an AI chat or something, a lot of the time it'll give it to you in markdown format. So, like, if I copy that, all of this, it's got like a little bit of text, you know. So if you have a markdown reader, it'll like embed like this, so you can use a copy of. But it's basically just structured text. It's not, it's human readable, you know. If I paste it here, look, it looks like that. Oh wait, no, he's already, Claude has got a renderer, so he's automatically made it correct. But yeah, it's a markdown. It's a type of text file where you can use like different hashes to give different headers and things like that. So it looks nice, you know what I mean? When you read it, it's easier to read. Anyway. Look at the retro futurism. It's so strong. It's turned it into like a 70s TV. Or it's like a heater. It's like a heater. Follows you around. Get another 4 of those. Get back to my interview, man. You're not getting anywhere. So cosmic entities as primary subjects, corrupted human figures, hybrid beings, a hierarchy, or primary atmospheric environmental with entities as secondary. I would say it's this. Or this. Can you even do that? Olama. Yeah, Olama's good stuff. We're using Olama right now for the prompt enhancer. I'm not doing OpenAI. I'm not doing Sonnet or anything like that. We have got an Olama generation node, and we are using BLIFA or BLAIFA intern VL 3.54 billion is what we're using today. See, that came out very nice. What's the next one going to be? Why do I like Claude? Well, if I'm being real, Claude was like the leader of the Roughnecks in Starship Troopers. And we might have to put a bullet in him because he's being eaten from the torso. But, you know, he's in the ground. Claude's in the ground right now. And he's being eaten from the torso by one of these bugs. And he's shouting, "You know what to do." Because, to be honest, he's only in charge of the squad until he dies or we find someone better. Because unfortunately it's an arms race, this whole technology. And Claude's only as good as he remains the top, right? And recently there have been some issues. I don't know what's going on with Claude, but lately he's been failing to reproduce things he was succeeding at only a week or two ago. And I don't like to get conspiratorial, because I don't know. All I know is results, right? If you take prompts that you were doing a week or more ago, they're having trouble now for some reason. And I don't know if it's some kind of technical glitch. But regardless, I'm like in the middle of reevaluating what I use. I want to start looking at local models more. Because if I'm being honest, I think that the big paid models are actually more than most people need now. They're like turning into enterprise grade tools that assume that you have a large infrastructure to work with, for example, right? You have to tell him, No, I'm just a guy with a computer trying to make some code, you know, which isn't ideal. Hey, look, the golden square is back. Look at that golden square composition, guys. Don't you think that's good? Golden square composition, please. The bug's literally standing on a golden square. It's not quite what we asked for. But no, the reason I like Claude is because Claude gives you good results. He's very consistent. I've done lots and lots of stuff over the last almost a year on this live stream. Where, we've developed all different types of software without me knowing any of the code bases that we're working with. Obviously, I've worked with code, but I've been like, let's build something in a language I've never touched, and AI has won those cases, yeah. It's managed to deliver. So, but like I said, recently, it's failing. And we might look into it more, but at the moment, I'm kind of just taking a pause. I'm going to wait. What subscriptions do I have? Claude Pro, but I do most of my stuff with OpenRouter AI. So I'm not paid by any of these guys. I haven't ever worked for them. Yeah. I just think they're a good choice. You've got over 300 models with one API key, and it's usually integrating well with, most tools. They've got good documentation, so you can actually integrate your whatever app you're building. They give good, like I said, they give good good implementation guides, which is super nice. You just want to use the API directly. Super nice. And that's how I've built a lot of the tools, like where is it? Here. Let me just duplicate this window. So, if I was to say, are you there right now? Hello? I pressed the wrong button, didn't I, dummy? Hello? Are you out there? Are you all online? Are you online? We're gonna bug out. Oh, there we go. Are you there right now? Hello. Ready? So what about... What is the capital of France? Wait for it. This is running locally, by the way. Yeah. Capital of France is Paris, yeah? And I press a different button.
The capital of France is Paris.
Capital of France is Paris. And then what if I want to say, okay, I've got capital of France is Paris in the actual buffer right now. So I could say, tell me more about the text. Because it's already whatever I had copied. It's a different mode. Should tell me it's ready any minute now. See, it's just a little bit slower when you run it on local, that's all. Oh, he couldn't hear it. Could you... I don't see any text. Oh well. He was doing alright until then, wasn't he? But the point is, voice prompt, dictation, and TTS. It's actually got Vision as well, but that only works with OpenRouter, and I'm using Olama right now. So, but that app was written with Sonnet 4, with VS Code. I didn't have to touch a thing, and like I said, it's reasonable, like here. Peter picked a pack of peppered... I couldn't remember the name of the fish that begins with P. Pickerings? Peppered... Anyway. Pizza pack of peppered? Oh yeah, go on, say it. What? What happened there? I think I broke it. I think I hit 2 buttons at once. That's my bad. That was monkey error. Yeah, I broke it. I broke the app by hitting 2 buttons at once. Good times. But that's actually a really good point, because Vibe apps are often what I call built out of glass. So the slightest thing that the developer didn't actually test for will break it, because he had to actually code that and never told it to code that, so it's not coded for that. A good example would be you can make your payment system for your AI website, but can you put in lag protection for when the payment gets made and there's a spike and you actually deliver 19 products for the price of one? Did you code for that? And there are like 50 other things like that? That's the trouble, see, the hardening, man. The hardening is going to be where the real money is at, because at the moment you can pretty much build anything you want in record time, but then those people don't know about security and hardening, so there's just going to be a whole load of hacking going on, I think. But that's just my 2 cents. Anyway, it's fun to build stuff when you're using it on your machine. See, I personally, I'm moving away from this online service nonsense. I would like to deliver to people standalone tools that use local models, no messing about. Here's the thing, you can just use it, it's on your machine, and then you do a pay what you want model, and just keep making tools. And if people find them useful, they will actually buy them. You know, you could do like a commercial use thing if you want. No one's going to care about that, because most people don't make $1 million from your tool. You see what I mean? And I just want to move away from websites in a big way, because I don't want your data. I don't want it's not the goal, you know. Make cool tools, make them available, let you use them for free on your machine. It's like, I feel like I'm like old fashioned just by having this idea, you know. It's like, you're supposed to charge $10 a month for image resizing. I bet you I could find a website right now that charges $10 a month for image resizing, by the way. And I bet most people in the chat right now know 9 ways to Sunday of how to resize image for free. Come on. But that's what it is, right? So, you know, when you're thinking about providing these AI services, I think it's entirely possible to just put the local model on the user's machine. We've kind of proved it, but not really, because we're using an Olama interface, and I'll admit there is a barrier of entry, because you've got to like say, install, you know, what's it called? Install Olama, please. Oof, that's a bit of a weird one. Kind of looks more like a sculpture. It is in a big concrete room now, though. Juan fixed it in the end. Even fixed the woman. Look how good the woman is. Considering how small she is, like most of the time when you have a little thing, it looks crap. Look at the scale difference on that. So like, here, look, here, let's give you an example, right? Because this is actually a really good example. Right. Let's get our Photoshop open, right? We've done this so many times. Do you use custom GPTs? Hell yeah. I have a laptop league, which is any good any good AI model which is under 4 gigabytes. If you're under 4 gigabytes, you're in the laptop league. You can use JUFs. That's totally fine, but it's got to be like not garbage when you try to use it. And technically, you might want to go smaller than 4 gigabytes for the speed, because some systems, that's like their maximum, you know? So we're talking about coffee shop machine, yeah? Coffee shop machine. And I think for like coding and stuff, it's actually almost there. So if I go A3, what was it? Vertical, A3 vertical. So for print, and we'll take that image. It's like super silent. I don't know why Photoshop does this. Hang on a second. I gotta do it a bit. If I drag it into a new tab and then copy and paste it, it won't change the scale, because I want to know what 1:1 is, yeah? So if I did 1:1, there. That's actually, you know, that's the situation. Vertical. I know it's vertical, okay? But here, look. Let's mess about here. Just pull it out to that. And this is where you want to get your hey, do you know what? For fun, should we do the golden thingy? The golden square. No, not that. Do you mean service? Do you mean Chinese takeaway? No, I mean no. Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Compositional overlay. I should have just made it myself. Right, there we go. That's close enough. Close enough, he said. Right, let's take that. Save that. Yeah. Go on then. No. All right, we're gonna. Let's see, which way round is it? We need to rotate it to the left. Oh, don't tell me it's a WebP. So I have to extra steps, guys. JPEG. You're not allowed to do that. What sorcery is this? Now we can rotate to the left. Ah, no we can't, because stop hacking. Right, that's it. We're going to have to do it ourselves. Listen, I paid the £50 a month price so I can rotate my JPEGs. Alright, I'll put it back to WebP then. You're not allowed to do that. Sorry, guys. What a waste of time. Clockwise. Okay. Side quest complete. Yep. Wait. Okay. Now, can you see what we're doing here? I mean, technically, I shouldn't have done that last bit there. You know, technically. So yeah, let's leave it like that. Yeah. Cool. But the thing is, you don't actually have to do this every time, because you kind of get it in your head of like, is it, you know, you kind of think of the snail shape and you go, yeah, it's about right. Okay. But this is why I brought it up, because I was like, if you remember, I asked I asked the ANH to give me the golden square composition, and then we're going to crop a vertical out of it. So then it's just a question of like, where can we move this? Can we not move this? Oh. No. Ah, there we go. I got it. So obviously, if I was to pick here, that's obviously not a good crop. It's pretty obvious, you know, like, is this a good crop? This is a good crop. You can see it. Look, it's like telling us right about, well, actually, I reckon probably there, probably. Yeah, because look, she's in the box, you see? She's literally in the box. It's like, the only thing is that there is a little bit off. So I would be like, oh, whoops. I'd be like, no, come on. Come on, let me drag it. Right. So the question is, I think, because look, that kind of goes down. I'm like really getting into it now. I think we should just you drive yourself insane. I think that's good, actually. I think because she's in there, it's in there, it does kind of fit, it kind of pops out a bit. That's all I'm thinking about it way too much. Keep the legs in. Keep the legs in is the suggestion from Aku. So that would be like that. Yeah, that does actually make more sense. Just wait. But then the shadow's out. I suppose the shadow can be though, can't it? So you got her hands there. Legs in a different box. But it's like you said, if you can just bring it in a bit like this, but then she's out. I mean, oh wait, but what if she actually goes there? Because that's the point that it's going in on. I mean, it's mate. Ah! I'll go crazy. See, what it might be good is just to actually like squidge the image a bit. But I'm going to go with my gut, which was to put it there and just damn the skull. Damn the skull to hell. All right. So anyway, get rid of that. Save. Oh, even better. 1 of 1. Vertical. Let me just load it up. Print it out on A3 in gloss, and that I think will shed some light on the situation. So make sure you have borderless mode and let the printer manage your colors. You should be good. Do I use Adobe Firelight? No, I don't. No, but you know what? I've heard there's all these new tools that they keep coming out with, and even I can't keep up with it. I'll just be real with you guys. It's impossible to keep up with nowadays. I keep seeing new platforms popping up, and like I used to just try them all out. That used to be what I do. I just try them all out. And if I'm being honest, I can't even keep up with them now. So unless one of you guys goes, hey, have you seen X? I probably won't even find out about it now. It's just, there's so many. Saturation. Are we printing? Yeah, we're printing. Slowly, but it's printing. Whoa. Oh yeah, and if anybody tells you that printer ink is expensive, they're right. But the Epson stuff is not as bad, and it lasts forever. I use the Eco Tank system, so you have to get like an expensive one. You don't get a cheap printer, but you probably know that already. But it's an A3 printer. As you can see there, you've got the 6 tanks, yeah, and it uses a mix of dye and ink actually, which is quite nice as well. It's probably all radioactive superhero poison. I wouldn't know, but I wouldn't touch it if I were you. But yeah, the interesting thing about this is it's a CMY, but then it has grey, black, and photo black, which is an interesting combo, which gives nice colours. Because we do a lot of art stuff. Generally speaking, I would probably do a little bit more. So let's just show you what I would normally do in addition, because obviously this is now, you know, we're printing it, right, already. But just an example of the sort of stuff, you know, obviously you need to exact a layer. Yeah, Christ. Yeah, right. So example, right? We might get rid of stuff. Wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? Is the AI broken today? Give me a second, guys. It is. The AI is broken today. Oh, I know why. I know why. I need to flatten or get rid of my layers. He doesn't like it when there's extra layers there. He gets all precious. There we go. So now it's gone. Right. Shift backspace. Do I have a projector? Do you know, that's the one piece of kit that I don't actually have right now. I wish you hadn't reminded me, because now I need to get one. No, I haven't got one, no. So anyway, like obviously taking out weird stuff. So like, for example, this leg here. I'm not so sure if it makes sense. Oh, hang on. Hang on, it's doing weird stuff. Give me a minute. Right. He's gone mad. Let's start again. Should we get a like slightly bigger selection brush? There we go. So we're going to paint the leg. Paint the leg. Leg. And just up to there. And then alt paint. Oi! Alt paint is take it away. So let's just brush it a little bit. Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. Oh, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. It's doing the thing again. Okay. Yeah, we did it. Okay. Not great, though. Not amazing. I think I'm just going to put it back. I'm just going to put it back. Not going to mess around. I want to show you the next thing anyway. I'll try to take it out. Be easier just to do it with a clone brush. Anyway, whatever. What I usually do is just a very simple noise application with the camera raw filter. It's kind of easy to do. You can actually make a macro to do this as well. But it's really simple to do it. I've got like an easy way to apply the noise. So we're going to go to 1:1. We're going to go and find a spot. Hello, 1:1. I don't know why the computer does this. We're going to find a spot like the woman. That's the woman there. And we'll reduce the size until it changes from that to that. Obviously, that's way too much. So I'd probably go... There's probably about 16 on this one, I think. And then roughness is a similar deal. We've got orange peel and scrumpled up paper. And we're going to go somewhere in between the two. The changeover point is usually either the same as or a division of 8. It's just the way it is. I think I might be able to go a little bit further on that. Like 24 maybe? Nope. 32. See what I mean? It's like quite rough. So yeah, 32. It's double. Alright, and then I'm just going to reduce the grain until I can barely see it. And what it does is you see the AI has this crosshatch pattern. Can you just... I don't know if you can see it on the screen. Let me see if I can zoom in further. See this pattern? It's like a... That's from the AI. You can see it always, right? On everything, if you zoom in far enough. So, we increase the grain. Usually 8 to 16 is all you need. Like, we've already got it on 16. You can kind of still see it. So, look, about there, it disappears. You get it, like, just on the point where it's like, you don't want it that much. It's way too much. I'd say somewhere in between the two. 24 is literally between the two, roughness and size. But it depends how subtle you want it to be. Obviously, off, you can see. And it also, it does improve the quality a bit. Because here, look, that's really blurred out. Yeah. And there it kind of gets a little bit of texture from this process. So it's like you've got two things that are happening. One is you're hiding that dimpling pattern in the background. But two, you're also adding some character to the textures. Because they're all going to be kind of dithered by this. It's like a form of dithering. Let's go with... I think it is going to be 16. It might be too much though. Let me go back to 100 because I'm zoomed in. I can still see it. Hang on. It's too much. Do you know what? I think 16 is right. Let me just have a look quickly. Yeah, that is in the right place. I just like to double check roughness. Yeah, it's still... Yeah, it's not really... Yeah. Okay. Anyway, once you've got that image done and you print it out, it looks nice. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't look like smooth. Like if I go back now, see how it's kind of like smooth and blurry? Which is fine. put it back on, it looks a bit more like photographic compression, I guess you could say. You can still see that pattern though when you zoom out. Oh well, I think at this size it's gone. Yeah. Anyway, let me get that thing off the printer. It's coffee time. Get yourself a drink, ladies and gents. Oh, that came out beautiful. That came out real nice, even without the noise trick I do. Just came out very nice. It's a little bit confused though. A little bit confused. That's okay. I think we should probably take a look in the latent bestiary while we're on the subject, because I've been making these all night and there's a lot of them. So let me see if I can just pull them up while we're grabbing drinks. Do, 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 do. $122 date. Huh? Oh boy. It's actually in a different folder. All of the images were in a different folder. They're all in the Sea Dream folder. So where did we start? We started up. Haha. Let's just let this play. Alright then. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to return. Welcome everyone. So here we have my car. Not my car, but a car. This is from the DJZ CarX Johnson model, which featured a BMW E36, and we've injected some Geiger tokens for fun, just to see what would happen if we, made a biomechanical BMW. Now, it broke a few times, but I'd say mission was complete. Did pretty good. Sort of looks like a zombie car, a little bit. But yeah, we did a whole bunch of different stuff, so I'm going to run through things in the background here. I'm going to disappear myself so you can see the beautiful images. But yeah, some of this would be like, bestiary stuff, I guess. Latent beasts. With the biomechanical enhancer. These are all in they're over 4K. All of these images are over 4K. So if they look bad, it's my compression, my stream not being high res. But they are actually full on. Really quite nice actually, and like I said, I would get rid of a lot of the say there's weird. Oh yeah, I typed Batman for fun. And it was just making biomechanical Goku. We started messing around with this. These are the insects that I've been showing you guys so far while we've been messing about. This is part of the project. See what the model's got in it. See what we can pull out of it. Just with prompt design mostly. Some of these will have the upscale LoRa reinforcement, right? But yeah, a lot of these are really cool. Shrimpy! And I think what I started doing is I started throwing in various different models. Just various different data sets that I have. Just throwing different prompts in to see what it would do with them. Do you know what I mean? So that's the stage which this is. We're just... Oh, what can it do? You know? It's a load of robots and junk. Sausages. Planet... Whoa! Now that is abstract chaos. What? I hadn't seen that one yet. Wait a minute. Wow. So abstract chaos contains hell underneath and heaven above, with black voids and a hard horizon. That was unexpected. Alright. Very cool. So, mechanical hell, heavenly heaven. I'm going to take the Dutch angle off because it's kind of messing up the composition here. So yeah, like I said, we were making these... I was just pulling in my old models and then throwing it through the double enhancers to try and reinforce the upscale. Hey, look at this. It's the DJZ fashion show. This one's pretty cool. I think I only did a couple of them. But this was my... what was it called? Is it like called Ultra Fash? Super Fash. I got it like Super Fashion. I got a Laura up for Flux. But these ones I've obviously run through the biomechanical just to see what it's going to do. And it did some twisted stuff. And then we went back to the insects. Because I was having the most fun with the insects, to be honest. When you get people, I don't know why, you just get people for some reason. I didn't ask for people. Just every now and then it makes a people, I guess. Like that. Nothing to worry about. But yeah, some really, really crazy stuff it's managing to pull off. You know, like the level of detail on all of the individual bits, it's starting to get like very close to what you would expect from a professional output, even if it was like a 3D render, you know? Look at that. Crazy. And so now I'm just like trying to refine and explore it a little bit. I think I shared a lot of these in the Discord, but not all of them. Not all of them. Mostly just because, you know, I'm not really watching it all the time. I basically queue them up and go, oh, that one was good. Because obviously it's a trust the process exercise. But, you know, it understood the brief. That's what I'll say. It understood the brief. And even though I think some of them get a bit schlocky, like the spine is often overrepresented, there are features which I would like to focus on more. So I'm probably going to refine the enhancer, you know, give it some more rules. No cogs. That'll be the first rule I'll do. No cameras, that'd be another one. I should probably give it an example of like multi-camera eyes is cool, but just one camera, like a big DSLR lens, that sucks. Ah yeah, we got to the old god, not the old gods, the mega demons. This is a classic SD model, the mega demons. Just a weird demon thing looking at the top, on the top of the building. Very cool. Super cool. Obviously you can see the Geiger, a strong influence. Engineer, got an engineer. And I think we go to Black Sun now. So I'm like switching through prompt lists. So I'm putting different prompt lists from different models, sometimes with an image as well. Oh, that's actually Mega Demons. And that's Black Sun. Whoa! That might be one of the coolest backdrops. That might be one of the coolest backdrops I've done. Look at that. It's the whole building is spinal, guys. That's what I like to see. Whoa. What? Don't sit down for too long. Oh yeah. Is it just me, or does that look like... It's not Iron Spider, it's the Scorpion guy from Ant-Man, right? Hasn't he got multiple arms and a black helmet like that? Isn't that what that is? I didn't ask for it. It just came out. Oh, look, and we're back to cars. Right, next folder. Okay, so for this one, I just tried to do the API for Cyber Society, and I think I was just tweaking things. Or did we actually get somewhere with that? Hold up. They're alright. Yeah, they were alright. They were alright. I was surprised at how close it was able to keep my style while also updating it. So it was able to actually keep the art style, even though it was like outpainting a load of new stuff at the edges. Or just making it super high resolution, you know what I mean? We started using the poster enhancer, yeah. So this was, the original image was in the middle, and it outpainted automatically using, you know, I mean, it's actually kind of crazy what it did. So like the edges are kind of random because it's like outpainted them, but it actually kept the detail. It's actually crazy how close it kept the style to the original while making an entirely new scene. This is obviously feeding prompts into Seedream, and then upscaling them with WAN, and then having your pre-trained model that you made the original image with in the WAN upscaler. It's only 0.3D noise though. We're not like completely reimagining it. What the heck? It's a Dutch angle. What? I only just noticed that. It's got a Dutch angle to it. Heavy samurai and crash helmet influence for some reason. Gothic scale. So we made this prompt enhancer yesterday. The classic golden square composition, as you can see here, guys. The golden square, guys. But we fixed our enhancer and we ended up with this. And we put Assassin Carb through it. Added image. We put Thora in there. Not Thora. I keep calling her Thora. Sharona's the cave girl with the white hair. So we got Sharona in the, you know, our spooky prompt enhancer. So the interesting thing about this is that she's not changed. So I've loaded my Laura and I've used the prompt, blah, blah, blah. We've gone through Seedream, and then when we've gone the upscale, we've managed to get her ID back, basically. So it's accurate enough that you can get the character face back and just put them into any scene you want. So like we designed the scene. The scene is an agent, right? The location is an agent. And then we load in the prompt for our character, as I have here. Why am I waving around? This is a long loop. I'm going to stand up. Not that one, that one. Right. I'm waving around. So anyway, like I say, we have an enhancer to write the scene, and it doesn't change the character. That was what I was trying to get to. So we have our character, and we can change the character if we want, but I don't want. So I just wanted to put the character into new scenes without affecting the character, you know. Occasionally it's blended into her outfit. I think I was messing around with denoise and stuff. But yeah, we've got the character in the you know what I mean? It's doing the thing. So then I was wanting to test it, so I put her into the Brutal Futures. And as you can see, she's now in the Brutal Futures. Which I think this one is better, so we went back to our spooky aesthetic. And then I think I started trying to put Thora in there. And then I've done something else. To the Empire. So, again, trying to recreate Empire, but using the biomech as well. Using the biomechanical Laura, which is like introducing Geiger details. So again, robotic blockheads. It's part of a story we're writing. Well, we've written it actually. The books are already finished. But because we did images last, we're coming back to the characters now. Because I'm not really fully decided on... Look at this. Look, remember how I said one of the agents was always rating the prompt that it just made? Because he thinks he's a real person in this universe. Look at what he's written at the bottom of the image here. Visual Documentation Core Analysis Division, Imperial Ministry of Expansion, Image Documentation Branch, Imperial something of Empress Victoria 9 Dimension Prime, by authority of the Empress Dimension Prime, for the eternal glory of the mechanized empire. He's like rubber stamped it as an official photo, guys. It's not canon, but it's funny. My agent thinks he's in the world. You know what I mean? He actually thinks that his job is to document photos in this world, which I just think is hilarious. Like he's so deep in the source. But anyway, so I did like the way the weapons were coming out. So I thought, well, what happens if we do the Brutal Futures with Empire? And it turns out that Brutal Futures with Empire is like a really good idea. The weapon design is radical. We haven't got there yet, by the way. This is still using the biomechanical stuff. It's very 40k though. Like for some reason you just get 40k in, you know. I guess it's kind of close. You know, mechanized empire. Oh, yeah, now we're in Brutal Futures territory. Look at this. An axe, a submachine gun with an axe head. That's cool. I've never seen that before. Has anybody seen a submachine gun with an axe head on it before? I mean, it doesn't seem like a very good idea, does it? But what do I know? They're robots, you know what I mean? Maybe you need something a little bit more blunt. If it's even blunt. I don't know. Look at it. See what I mean? It's kind of cool. Gonna get that concrete feel in here, see? Did I change the folder? Because I just changed the... Yeah, I did. I changed the folder. Okay. Let's put it on a slideshow. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of me. Get rid of me. Look at... Right. Stop. When I saw that, I was like, whoa, what's that? It's a brutalist rifle with a wooden muzzle flash. Isn't that cool? I just think it looks cool, guys. I don't know. It's probably a really silly idea, but I was like, what? He's got like a polished walnut muzzle flash. I've never seen anything like it. Love it, because they're like Victorian-inspired machine race. That's what they are. They're a Victorian-inspired machine race. The shape is more like a blade into the machine gun with a saw, yeah. Axes on weapons in 40k, yeah. Yeah, see, 40k's got it. 40k did it. A bronze machine gun there. Nice. There's a couple of stormtroopers with popcorn hats, don't know why. Oversized blockheads, like ridiculous. I guess that's heavy armor. You wear a helmet. Yeah. It's very Stalin Haggish as well in some points, you know. I love how it gave him little eye holes. Look, oh, mate, that's just 40k. That's just 40k with petticoats. Petticoats and cube heads. But yeah, I was enjoying it. I thought it was really cool. Like, adding in the Brutal Futures started to make it sing a little bit. Like, getting all those big concrete walls in the background and stuff. It feels like it's going a bit more biomechanical again. See, I keep changing stuff. Because my attitude is, if I like the look of something, I'll load that in, fix it, and run some more seeds. So you can mine one image for every image is a universe. I don't know if I've ever said that. It's been like, you know what I mean? It's been long enough. But every image is a universe. If I took this image and locked a bunch of things down, it would be possible to generate an entire universe from just this one image, you see. So while we're changing the prompt, the image, the LoRa, we're changing all these things. You know, I might decide this is the look and make an entire LoRa just like, you know. We're not there yet, though. We're not there yet. It's like, these guys look good. This is like the closest to what I've been trying to get to. The only thing is that they still have the freaking earphones. They still have the and they all have them. So it's like deeply learned, that is. But this is kind of what I was looking for. You know, faceless tall hats. It's evocative of Napoleonic era, but they're machines, you know. They're just machines. And here's the Spine King. No, I don't even know. He just happened to have a spine. He happened to have a spine scepter, which was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. With a looks like a rifle barrel at the end of it. But yeah. All right. Up, up. So then we get back to the Geigers, and this is basically what we've been doing tonight. Mild concern, but don't worry, it's just art inspired by Geiger influences, juxtaposed with brutalism and retrofuturism, so biomechanical elements, and then we throw a bunch of spiders in, and we get this, and I'm super happy with it. There's a lot here which is like, yep, next phase. A lot of it is good. Stalinhagish much, you know? It feels like I'm doing like, it feels like I'm some of the images, it feels like I'm aping Stalinhag, but with biomechanical Geigerish insects. It's best. I'm gonna have to keep my finger on that button. Geiger's gonna get me in trouble. Like I said, no cherry picking, guys. No cherry picking. This is literally the order they came out of the model, for better or worse. Because I want you to know what's the sort of quality reliability as well, you know? It's no good if I get 100 images and then I curate the hell out of it and I go, hey, look at this, guys. It only took me 5 minutes. It's like, no, this is actually what came out in order, straight from the folder. And as you just saw, occasional gaff. Sometimes I had some spice in there which I didn't know about. Because like I said, it's not the goal. Call it a happy accident. I'm looking for that. That's what I'm looking for. Oh man, look at that. See, I haven't actually seen a lot of these myself. This is like the first time me seeing them too. Some of them I saw, because obviously I'd be like dipping in and out while working on other things. Strange perspective. What is that? Okay, that's a bit weird. I like that. That looks evil. They fly now? Probably just dudes, but I'm just instantly skipping nipples if I see them. Skip! Hopefully one day people won't be so offended by them. Hopefully. So I think they're all really good. Because this is what I was aiming for in the first place, but the models weren't actually capable of doing the prompt. So you'd get something that was like it. It was doing its best, but... Oh, what is that? Okay. Finger person. It was a person made entirely of fingers. Yeah. Okay. All right. Strange perspective there. Ah, now that's roughly where we were earlier. So this would be all the stuff we did on the show tonight. I liked some of the images that we came out with tonight. These look real nice. I don't like the cogs though. I don't know where the cogs are coming from. I'm not a fan of the cogs. But everything else is really nice. Sort of. Look how big that, it does look big. Yo. Golden square. Golden squares. Cogs are from Steampunk. Yeah. There's the picture we printed. Out of all the pictures, we printed that one. It's kind of funny. Probably could have done better. Should we get a different one to print out? Maybe we do that. What the heck is that? Do you know what it looks like? It looks like a battle droid from Star Wars with a projector for a head. It's got a chin. And it's just all been done in a Geiger or flesh. Yeah, I'm not doing that. It's got wings as well. What the heck? You ain't flying. That one was good. I did like that one. That was really good. I think that one is equally freaky. That one was evil looking. That one was just messed up. Probably that. That one was super cool. Very consistent. But there were so many to choose from. I can't decide right now. We'll do something else. Alright. Interview time. Source materials show various blah 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 blah. Corrupted religious architecture, impossible geometries, industrial technology overwhelmed by organic cosmic elements, ancient megaliths, and void spaces with the... So I reckon it's going to be corrupted architecture, industrial whatchamacallit, and void spaces. Now sometimes I put a percentage on there, but I know he won't listen. Because we're not using Sonnet. So if we were using Sonnet, he would be able to do more recursion, but the local models, they won't be able to juggle as many balls, put it that way. Like, he can juggle, he's really good too, but Sonnet can juggle like 40 balls at once, you know. However, like I said, I'm starting to move away from it because I find that it's getting dumb. Now, I think this could be just me getting used to the speed of the motorbike. You know, that's a thing. People constantly trading in their motorbike and getting an even faster and faster one because they think it's slow, but actually they just got used to the speed. So it might be, it's not slow, we just acclimatized. But I've been speaking to a bunch of my buddies that code with AI, and they all had the same experience, which was that we were getting projects that we wrote months ago and redoing them, and it was failing. So something's going on, and I'm just taking a pause when it comes to, you know, API coding. I'm going to take a pause, like maybe a week or two. But it gives me a chance to look at the local models and not be using Sonnet all the time. So it's actually a good thing. So do we want dramatic chiaroscuro with deep shadows and stark highlights, or ethereal otherworldly glows emanating from cosmic entities and phenomena? See, I want all of it. We're going to say context dependent. It should be context dependent, otherwise you're like cutting off your knee. Let's set up another thing in the background so we've got some imaging going on. Oh yeah, that was the point. Do I have Boyo nodes now? Boyo! I do. Guess what? I've got Boyo nodes. It's official. Finally. I ran my installation script and updated your nodes today, Dragon. I thought it'd be fun to check them out. So we've got Boyo Saver. That's probably something I want. Boyo Chain Loops. Boyo Loop Saver. Boyo Loop Collector. Context Saver. Image Grab. File name, full path, timestamp. Nice. I like that. Boyo Latent. Haha, hell yeah. Boyo Saver. Paired Saver. So that's pairing a control net and an image. Where's your paired saver that comes with text then? Is it not got the word Boyo in front of it? Ah, I'd put some funny thing on, didn't I? I'm trying to find his text and image saving tool, but maybe it's gone. Boyo Save. I got Boyo Saver. Just load that one. Where's the text file go? He's thinking about it. Okay, well, anyway, we're not doing it right now. I just, you know, Boyo knows. Maybe I can get to it. Ah, look, we got Boyo loaders, image grab. Then we got Boyo bastard loops. Then we got Boyo nodes. Paired saver, I would have thought. Yeah, you went, yeah, it's paired saver. Ah, you crazy man. Told me the wrong one. It's alright. I do the same thing. And then there was another one. I want to just, I'm just poking my nose around here. Where'd the other one go? Oi, coffee. Right, Boyo Research. Vase Injector. And Vase Model Viewer. Is this secret? What's this? Whoa, what's this, Boyo? What are you doing? You can't do that to me with 20 minutes left on the show. Right. Let's do Brutal Futures. Get rid of that. E2, T2I, ENH. No, we're not doing Biomech. Do I have the thing here? Nope. Get it, get it, get it, get it. Open. Shushima. I'm waiting for my NAS. I need to find Thorawan. That's Thorawan. But is it though? No. Shit. How do I not have a Thora V1? Wait a minute, there's another one. No, that's the same one. Aha! I found it. You cheeky bugger, but there's no images though. There's no captions. Christ. That's just useless if there's no captions. They're good images too. See that they came out of the Laura, the Thora Laura. Have I got the Thora Laura? Yeah, it's right there. Turn Geiger off. Thora Laura on. But the thing is, I know it's got QVL, and that's not, I don't think that's the right set. I think that's V0, not V1. There's a big difference because it was like a generation gap. So, yeah, I've gone from the original Mid-Journey is what, you know? Oh, I forgot to change the, stop. Right, hang on. Interesting. And this would be Thora woman for the trigger. Alright, we're good. I think. There she is. And it's Brutal Futures, which is actually perfect because she's got a concrete wall behind her. With any luck, we'll either get an outpainted, upscaled version of this, or it'll put her in a different pose and it'll, you know. Shame about the headphones, but I guess she's an operator. Vase control net for image gen. Ah, nice one, Dragon. I'll be using that. Okay, so we'll put that up there and wait. It worked. It actually did work. Look at that. It even respected the art style of the old Mid-Journey. You know, it made it better while trying to keep the features. It did really well, guys. I'm really surprised by how closely it matches the original work in that regard. You know what I mean? It has changed it. Look, it's changed it. She's got a skull cap on, but hopefully it'll get somewhat alleviated when we introduce the correct anime style. Mind you, I might have forgotten to actually say anime. I could have probably said anime style Thora woman, but I don't want to, you know, I'm only got 0.31 denoise to play with, so I can't expect it to be entirely transformative of the image. You know, you got to like think, oh, we're going to polish it a little bit, so maybe it'll sharpen up the gun, maybe it'll change the facial features to be a little bit more like the character, because her character isn't based on one photo, it's based on all the photos in that model. So obviously, while that is what we were training on, the face that comes out of that is an average of every face we showed. And I do little tricks like putting in close-ups of eyes or different expressions and different haircuts and stuff, and so the face actually isn't the same on those examples, but it, like I say, it gets an average of them, and you end up with a kind of ID face restore, which is like more subtle. But anyway, it's taking forever, so let's put that there so we can get the original. There we go. So how should symbols and iconography function? Corrupted traditional religious symbols, inverted crosses, defiled objects, ancient cosmic symbols, hybrid symbols, minimalist, or layered. I think it's the ancient stuff, but also the top as well. I think it's the two. This different levels is probably reaching. I think that's probably reaching a little bit. It's not. It's more like what I don't want it to be. Okay, materials. High detail with intricate textures, mechanical elements, and complex surface treatments. Atmospheric and impressionistic, focusing on mood over precise detail. Selective detail. Focal elements in high detail against simpler backgrounds. That's kind of cool. That's good for AI as well, because you don't want him to burn out trying to do a complex background, and then the character will suffer. So, intentionally unclear, obscure details suggest things. That's pushing it. Variable detail based on, yeah, it's going to be this one. Selective detail. I like that. I don't think I've ever asked the model to do that. It's kind of abstract, you know, like why would you even ask that? Oh, I want you to do selective detail. Makes sense though when you think about it. Your source material suggests various material qualities and textures, from the metallic hydrogen processing streams in the void chambers to blood magic and organic tentacled surfaces to the stone and metal of corrupt churches. Look at this guy, he's like, brains melting. What kinds of material qualities and textures should define Cthulhu Craftian imagery? Primarily organic and flesh-like textures, suggesting living cosmic entities. Cold alien materials that feel wrong or unnatural to human perception. Corrupted versions of familiar materials, rotting wood, tarnished metal, cracked stone. Or hybrid materials that blend organic and inorganic in impossible ways. That sounds cool, but we've already been doing a lot of Geiger stuff. I think it's this, but I feel like it might be just A. I don't know though. Right, so Cthulhu Lovecraftian. And it's mixed with a whole bunch of my other styles. So what do I really want the textures? I don't really think we need to corrupt everything. Yeah, I think we should do hybrid materials, because I don't want it to just be a flesh thing. I don't think it's supposed to just be a bunch of flesh, you know? We could do a whole model on that. That's something else, you know, I don't know. Hybrid materials that make no sense. Let's try that one out. Yeah. Organic and inorganic blending. Like growing a brick? I don't know. Bricks that grow on trees. Hybrid materials that blend organic and inorganic. Okay. Material suggests various states of movement and activity, from swirling storm systems and flowing processing streams to static figures in contemplation or worship. Oh my god, it's a bit of a weird question. Slow hypnotic movements. Sudden jarring movements. Organic flowing movements. I think sudden jarring movements. So it's like violent. Yeah, the rest is fine. The rest is too obvious. It is actually doing that. I don't know why it was taking so long though. Probably it had to cold start for some reason, I'm not sure. Maybe I changed the LoRa stack, I'm not sure. Sudden jarring movements that break normal expectations. Your materials suggest different temporal qualities and narrative moments. Ancient cosmic entities to moments of immediate transformation. It's such a weird thing to ask. This isn't a video model. I'm just going to go with F. Make it dynamic. Make it dynamic. Because I'm going to use it as a prompt enhancer in the end. I mean, I'm trying to define a style, but at the same time, that would drive the creation of the video stuff, so... Intimate character portrayals to panoramic void chambers to architectural interiors. Which is best to enhance cosmic dread? Low angles looking up at towering entities. intimate close-ups, wide panoramic views, asymmetrical compositions, and layered compositions, and then strategic use of negative space. I love it, dudes. It's too much. You want to just do these ones. Do all of these. It's all of these. It's like, I don't really want to be like, no, it's only low angle and nothing else. That's kind of limiting. Answer 14. Low angles emphasizing cosmic scale, intimate close-ups revealing corruption, wide panoramic showing human insignificance. Sounds good to me. Okay. Manifestations and entities. Some appear as distinct beings with recognizable forms, tentacle bishops and demon swordsmen, while others more abstract, swirling energy patterns, atmospheric distortions. How should cosmic entities be visually represented? Clearly defined, partially obscured, abstract manifestation, hybrid or progressive revelation. That's kind of a stretch. We're going to go with full-on big reveal mode. Big reveal mode. Big reveal? Cthulhu's in your basement, you know, big reveal, right? Lobster King is under your bed, right? In Cthulhu Craftian imagery, what kind of interactions or relationships should be depicted between cosmic forces and humanity? Humans as worshippers or cultists, humans being transformed or corrupted, humans as witnesses to events beyond their understanding, humans attempting to resist or fight, likely futile, insignificant background elements ignored by cosmic forces. Yeah, it's going to be that one, isn't it? It's going to be this one. And it's going to be this one. Are you a god? Remember, you say yes. Are we ever going to finish this image or what? I feel like I'm getting scammed. What's going on here? Whoa, 10 minutes. Something's gone wrong. It's being super slow now. What did I break? Did I like accidentally change a slider somewhere? What have I done? Oh, I know why. It's because it's on supersize mode. Supersize, it's fine. Yeah, it's supersize mode. It's like the limit of what my 4090 can push, that 3072. I think it should work on a lower system. It'll just take longer. Because it's a safe tile size. God, man, it is taking a long time though. Jeez. Back to the mission. 17. Your materials contain various mood and atmospheric descriptors from mystical and ethereal to futuristic and dystopian, dark, ominous. Yeah, we got all. It's all there. It's all there. So, what do you want to prioritize? Ancient, primordial, alien, incomprehensible, corrupt and profane, inescapable, inevitable, sublime terror. Oh, just do a combination. Do you know what, like, it's kind of like, it depends on what the task is, doesn't it? You know? Oh, look at that. It's Thora. So, it worked. Do you know what I mean? It worked. That's the character. It's not the strongest character, but it is the character. So, yeah. And then, like I said, you can change the setting. So, I could put her into the Gothic scale that we made yesterday. We can go again. Get a similar image to start off with. So, it's going to give us an initial, and the initial won't look... Well, actually, the funny thing is the initial does actually look a lot like her. But then we're going to make it look like the face that this face trained. It's kind of funny, you got to explain it. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, single powerful moments of... Yeah, it's that. Yeah, it's that. Yeah. But then also, I guess that. Yeah. It's like, I guess it's both. Depends, doesn't it? But more that. So anyway, yeah, look. See? It's the same. See, it's the environment that we coded yesterday with the character that we had from the image that we're working with. So now we have the character in the pose with the clothing and the weapon in the new environment from the thing we made yesterday. So then it's, you know, done. Right? Now, this is going to give her the new updated, because obviously this is old Thora. This is SDXL Thora. And we want WAN Thora. So you'll see what I mean. It's going to get there. It'll get there. How long is it going to take? 1 minute 20. Loaded partially. Yeah, I think I must be using up extra memories, guys. I think I'm using up extra. Yeah. Close that. Nope. See, 1 of 1. Right. Answer 18 recorded. Single powerful moments of cosmic revelation. Multiple narrative approaches depending on cosmic entity. Ah, yeah, we've already done that one. So, space and depth. Interior spaces to vast cosmic void with impossible scale. How should spatial relationship and depth be handled in Cthulhu Craftian imagery? Compressed, vast, impossible, layered, strategic, or shifting? Jeez, man. Give me enough args. Give me enough options. I mean, I guess it's going to be A or B, because sometimes you want it to be claustrophobic, because that's one type of horror. Another time, or dynamically. So it's like, if it's, so there we go. Make it smaller or make it larger. Yeah, let's go with that. Claude makes images now? Oh, that's what the new button was. Ah, I didn't know. Dynamic use of both ancient prime. Right, okay, what? You chose a specific combination but didn't choose which ones. Could you tell me which one of these mood qualities should combine? Yeah, okay, alright, fine. It's gonna be 17 plus inevitable, inescapable. Yes. Okay, cool. Wait, what? I still need clarification about... Look, he keeps asking me in a footnote and I never read it. 17. Then... Whoops. Oh, crap. It changed it to a 1. Oh, good. Luckily, he picked up on that stupidity. It changed it to 17. What the hell? What's that? It's gaslighting you. Oh, okay, because I thought I hadn't heard of it. Anyway. So what do we got here? 20 of 20. For the overall aesthetic, what balance should exist between representational clarity and abstract symbolic elements? Primarily representational, heavily abstract symbolic, strategic balance, progressive abstraction, context dependent. I hate doing it, but I keep dropping context dependent as my answer to a lot of this, which is kind of lame. Because it's like, make it dynamic, make it dynamic. It's like every answer to the test was automatic. But it wasn't quite that bad. It's mostly because I've got a very sort of weird grasp of what the shape of what I'm trying to... Because this time, normally I've got a really well pinned down shape in my head of what I want it to do. But this time I'm like, I'm just going to give it a buttload of context and see what he does. Which is a little bit different, you know? It's basically the same, but a little bit different. I like to experiment with the variation. So, do I have that file now? I can never find that file. Custom nodes to the rescue. ENH nodes. ENH nodes. Aha. Okay. ENH store. I2I base. T2I base. Did I do a T2I vision? 4-shot. No, I guess not. I think it will still, yeah, it'll still function. Alright. Whoa. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of my prompts. There's the aesthetic definition. We'll download that. And then I'm going to copy in my T2I base ENH, and then I'm gonna copy the aesthetic. Now this could be a new chat, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to continue this chat for convenience, but it could be a new chat. And I'm going to use the prompt. We can now begin using the aesthetic as defined to create a new image prompt enhancer named T2I ENH, and then we change the name to Cthulhu Craftian, which is a system prompt which defines the logic of the agent. I have included a base template for an image enhancement agent. We can use this as a starting point to adapt our new Cthulhu Craftian aesthetic as we create this new image prompt enhancement agent, which aims to align any input prompt with the Cthulhu Crafting aesthetic. Go. And that's it, we're done. That was a good job, I enjoyed that. Yeah, I know it takes like 2 hours to get through the bloody interview, but I really do think it's worth it, because you end up with like quite a complex planned blend of the two styles. Now, should I make a chalk and cheese for fun? Should I do chalk and cheese next, just to sort of underline it? Like, here you go, here's your chalk and cheese style. Yeah? I think that might actually be because it's like proving that the AI can figure it out. We've all seen it. But I wanted to show you a super simple way of creating your own aesthetics, which you can then use to customize, make an enhancer, right? And then you've got access to these like super rich prompt engineering with like, I wouldn't call it like zero brain effort, because it's not. You have to do a lot of thinking to get to this point. But I find it's like compressing my energy into a tool so that I can do less work later, rather than having to write out all of these prompts every single time. You know, I don't know, was it the millionth prompt I wrote or the 2 millionth prompt? I don't know, but the point is I got to a point where I was like, I just want to type a cat and get a high quality cat, actually. And if I want to add more detail, then that will, you know what I mean, that should be in there. So if I don't specify a color, I don't care what color it is. You know what I mean? That's how I've always used it. So anyway, we have our thing now. Download as Markdown. We're going to copy that. I don't have to mess around. I can just immediately start using that. So I want to test it out, obviously. So we're going to pull that to there. Like this. Drag it in. And it's ready to go. So there may be like a thing I have to tweak here. You know, there may be a thing I have to tweak. Like it might have some element in here which I've overlooked or has snuck in through the back door or whatever. But generally speaking, this should do a good job. So, woman in a library, dramatic low-angle digital concept art of a small human figure dwarfed within a vast corrupted cathedral library, ancient tomes bound in impossible hybrid materials of flesh and metal scattered across twisted wooden shelves that spiral into the darkness above. Massive tentacled entity with countless eyes looms in the background shadows, its form barely comprehensible as organic. Look, that's a cool prompt, but most of that's going to get ignored, I think. You'd have to actually have images that match these descriptions and then train on them to truly make this as powerful as it can be. But there you go. We've got old school SDXL Thora with Cthulhu Streets. works. That's 2 for 2, or 3 for 3 actually, guys. So the next one is going to be chalk and cheese. Look out for it on the image section. Thank you all for watching, and I am out of here. See you tomorrow, guys, 8 p.m.